showing out, making moves, no doubt. FFA pride, it's what we're all about. From classroom dreams to real world flair, we got the stories you won't find anywhere. Beyond the jacket where the stories unfold, voices of the future, fearless and bold. Tune in now, let the passion ignite. It's more than a jacket, it's a way of life. Beyond the jacket where passion meets purpose.
Welcome back to the Beyond the Jacket podcast, where we spotlight amazing FFA members and the projects that shape them. Today's guest is Brier Englemann, whose SAE focuses on raising competitive show pigs with a purpose. She manages genetics, nutrition, daily grind of animal care, and Brier has learned that success in the show ring starts long before the banners are hung. Back in the barn, this project isn't about pigs, it's about building resilience, leadership, and respect for agriculture. And I can't wait to dive into your story, Brier. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
My name is Brier Englemann. I'm a sophomore at Highland High School, and I live with my family in Southern Illinois. I'm an FFA, and I've been showing livestock, specifically pigs, since I was 8 years old. And recently, we've just been focusing on Durocs, crosses, and Yorks. And my brand on TikTok and stuff is Brier's Sparrows.
That's awesome, Brier. How did you first get involved in the FFA?
Well, I started in 4-H. Like I've done 4-H since I was 8. And then once I got into high school, my brother did FFA, and I was in all ag classes my freshman year. So it was kind of just like something that I thought I would enjoy. So I joined it. And then this year, I'm the reporter for FFA chapter.
That's exciting. I loved running for office and stepping up in leadership roles. I also started in 4-H, so we're similar in that aspect. But I didn't continue with pigs like you did, so you're already a notch above me. What inspired you to choose raising show pigs as your SAE?
Um, well, when I joined 4-H, and I'd grown up watching like my neighbors, my friends, like we have like a pretty small county fair, so like a lot of people showed pigs, and I kind of just knew, and I thought it was something I was like, so I started just with like getting like your two 4-H pigs, and then I started getting more when I was 10 or 11. I was like, this is something I actually enjoy doing, and I want to keep going, and so it got bigger and bigger, and then once I hit FFA, like in high school, my teachers would talk to me, like my ag teachers, and they would ask me, you know, I think you would do good with this record book because of your pigs or how you do it. And so I just joined FFA, and yeah.
That's awesome. So you started when you were 8 years old. Talk me
Yeah.
through how it's grown to an extent. Like, where did it start, how it is now, where we're going in the future.
So it started with, we didn't even have our own barn when I first started. We stayed at another person's house down the road. That's where we kept all of our pigs at. And it started with 2 crosses. And I showed at my county fair. I won my showmanship. I was like first in class. That was it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so it wasn't anything too big, but then I was like, this is something I really like enjoy doing. And so then the next year we got 3 pigs, and now it's getting to the point where we're having 30 to 40 pigs run through the barn every year, and we're narrowing them down to like the best ones. We're showing them at these national levels, showing at state fair, competing at state fair, like actually making it to the grand drive, making it to the Coliseum at the Illinois State Fair. Like it's grown a lot.
That's insane to start with 2 and now you're over 40, like you're saying. I couldn't imagine your feed bill at all, but I guess pigs are a lot less expensive compared to steers, which is what I showed, not even on the national level. So that's awesome. What show are you most looking forward to this year?
Well, our show season has kind of ended now, but my favorite show was probably be the Illinois State Fair. It's like one of the biggest shows we go to, and if you make it to the Grand Drive, you get to show in the Coliseum, which is really cool. So
That's
I would say
awesome.
the State Fair.
I'm sure the adrenaline rush when you walk in the ring, it's pumping and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
excited, and showmanship was something I always enjoyed. I mean, the normal show, the grand drive, you're like, "Ooh, I
Yeah.
made it," but showmanship's a test to like your
Yeah.
hard work.
I liked showmanship probably the most just because like it showed off that you can actually show them, and like you're the one doing the work, and you're the one putting in the effort, and it's not like your parents or someone else putting in all the work, and you're actually showing, and it proves that like you actually like love showing.
Absolutely. No, I 100% agree with you. Walk us through a typical day of working your pigs. What's it look in the morning, towards the night, like your daily routine in the barn?
Well, whenever it's summer, I get up at like 7 or 8 a.m. I go outside, I feed, and then I walk them all. And then I have to clean their pens and wash them. And then usually that gets done at like 11. And I go inside, and then I go back out there around like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and I feed again. I wash them all, I walk them all, I do their pens, like just the whole shebang.
Wow, you sound like a busy girl. How do you balance that with school? I mean, I know you said that your show season's over, but do you have show pigs during your school year?
Um, Towards the end, and then also we've been getting we went to a national show last year, American Royal, which is in October.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been going to American Royal for the past 3 years, so I have been having them until the middle of October. But then this year we decided to take a break because next year we're gonna do all winter pigs, like two, like summer and winter, because I'll only have 2 years left of showing. So we wanted to go all out. So I balance it like it's a lot of work, and I couldn't do it without my family, my teachers, my siblings, my friends. Like when we go to these shows on the weekend or I'm gone for a week, my my siblings will, my sister and my brother, they will go out and they'll feed the pigs for me. They'll do whatever I tell them to do. My parents, they drive me to these shows, and if I have something to do with school, they'll go home. They can help me. Like they'll feed, they'll walk, they'll wash, they'll do the whole shebang. And my teachers, like when I'm missing for a week to go to a national show in Kansas City, they're like they work with me. I have a really good principal. He gives me like field trip days and he marks them, and he's like always wanting to help me. He wants to know what I'm doing. He was in my interview for whenever I became the reporter, so he was really intrigued with pigs. So now he's just a big fan.
I'm so excited for you that you have such a great support system. When I started showing, someone once told me that you get barn blind by yourself, but if you have a team of individuals like your dad and your mom and your brothers and your sisters, they help you see things that you might be blind to and can help you change things and work harder. And that way the load's not on one person. And as far as your principal and a supportive school system goes, you've already won. Living in Florida, that was something really hard for us FFA and 4-H kids with shows and missing school, was that we had to always get it approved. And if they aren't in the daily lives of an ag kid, they don't necessarily understand what we're going through and the demanding of our industry and things like that. So I'm so happy that you have a support system there. Keep up the good work. Talk to me a little bit about nutrition, feeding. How does that work for you?
Well, we have a pig trader, Lane Rinder, and we they place our pigs with us. They trade them with us, and they he will look at the pigs, and he does like I'm still learning. I don't know what everything does. Like I don't know what all the nutrition, like nutrients do, and I know that like I know what to do, but sometimes I need some help. And
Absolutely, totally agree.
he'll watch the pigs. I'll walk him in the backyard for him, and he'll tell me, okay, well, I think this feed would do good with this one. So they all have very specific feed programs for what they need to look like and what they need to do. So, and then whenever I get closer to show days, like there's stuff like certain supplements we'll add to them. Like sometimes we'll give them for sure, or we'll do a little bit more Lubricin, which helps with their joints, or we'll start doing more pad protector. Like we do pad protector all the time, but we go heavy on them closer to show days. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into just picking the pigs, like nutrients in their food, ratios, and everything.
Yeah, and I think that's super important to learn at such a young age because, of course, pigs eat different than humans, but then you can know how to change the animal and manipulate the animal through nutrition. I think that's so special in our industry and super essential. Like at your age, I mean, you're a sophomore and you already have so much insight on where you're going and how you're planning it and what you want to achieve. And it's definitely awesome. So, what are some of the biggest challenges you've faced? I know that it's not always a walk in the park in the livestock industry.
Um, some of the biggest challenges would probably be like having to balance school and all my other like activities with it because I'm in snowball, I'm in student council, I'm in like 4-H, I'm in all these different clubs. I in snowball I have to go out and I present to organizations, so I'm always doing something, and it's hard to do it all if I didn't have like such a good support system. So whenever I am out and about, or like whenever it was homecoming, uh, it was a week before American Royal, and that was
Oh my
obviously a
gosh.
week before national shows. You're like hitting them hard, and my lane render, my parents, my siblings, they all worked really well with my pigs while I was gone like that whole week doing stuff for student council. They they help me so much, and it helps me be able to balance stuff, because balancing it would be a big issue like if I didn't have my parents or a support system.
Absolutely. No, that support system is huge. And you said something, a couple questions about trading pigs. Can you talk me through a little bit of that? I showed pigs when I was younger, not on a circuit, not on a national level, especially for our listeners. Talk a little bit more on how that process works.
So they pretty much just they help build with my nutrition plans, fitting on show days, medication. um they place my pigs, they'll like help me pick out my pigs for the year. They go to the shows with me. Like, I have two really good traders, lane render and plat show pigs. They'll go to national shows with us, they fit them, they do the whole shabam, and they're very helpful. They're really good people.
I know my breeder, when I showed steers, I won showman, well, not showmanship. I did win showmanship, but I won reserve champion with my steer at the county fair, which is not like a huge, big national level thing, okay? But I was so excited. And our show didn't end till like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And I remember calling my breeder on the phone, be like, I just did it! Woohoo! All my hard work, like we're girls, we're a little bit dramatic when we're excited. And I remember him being like, hello? Are you okay? And I woke him up, but he shared my same excitement once he came to. And I think it's
Yeah.
important to have those people that also celebrate you because they've worked with you and know how
Mhm.
the hard work you've put in. So, what does it feel like to step into the show ring knowing that you put in so much hard work at home? Tell us a little bit about the adrenaline, or maybe like I know like sports players have like a pre-game ritual. What's yours, girl?
I don't really know if I would say we have a pregame ritual, but um, Lane likes to play music a lot. He's a big Kelly Clarkson fan,
Oh
and
goodness.
hopefully he plays a lot of music right before I'll go out. Like, we'll be sitting there and they'll start fitting our pigs or like getting them ready, and he'll get on the speaker. He's like, "Bro, where's our music at?" I'm like, "Sorry, I'll turn the music on." So we normally just listen to a lot of music before we go out. There's not really like a ritual, but we do listen to a lot of music. And then I guess whenever I do go out into the ring, like before it, I'm always like just so nervous, even though I've done it 1,000 times. Like, it's like it never changes. Like, I always am like so nervous right before I go, especially a national show. Like at State Fair, I was stressing out right before I went out. And it's not like I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like so nervous that I was gonna mess something up. And it's just, I think that'll always happen. No matter how many times I go out, I'll always be nervous. I think that's just me. But I don't know, once I get out there and once I get in the groove of things, then I'm like, I calm myself down. I'm chilled. I know what I'm doing. And then, yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody can speak to having that adrenaline rush, and being nervous shows that you care. And it's important to still be nervous. It's kind of like buck fever when you go hunting. If you don't get buck fever, then what's the point of doing it anymore? You're excited, you're nervous, you're hyped up for the big game, if you will. Um, How do you balance, like, of course, you're showing on the national level, so the goal is to win and go out there and do your best. How do you balance that with lessons about responsibility or consistency? Of course, you're chasing that banner, but how do you still stick to those core morals?
Well, since I'm the only, like, my siblings, they don't show, obviously. I'm the only kid. I had to be the different one, I guess. So I'm the one that shows, and I'm the one who goes out there in the morning in the summer, and I'm the one who feeds. I'm the one who does it all. And obviously I have help from Lane and plenty of other people. But I'm the person like that has to deal with like the responsibility. If we're, like before my sister's wedding, I was the one who had to go outside and I had to feed. Like stuff still has to get done, even if there's like other things going on around you. And so I think I've gained a lot of responsibility from that, and also like going to shows. Like it's getting to the point where I'm at the age where I don't like obviously I need someone to take me there, but my mom, she can go and have a conference call in the camper and I can stay out and I can check on the pigs, I can water them, I can put ice in their pen or ice in their water if they're getting hot, if it's too hot. Like I get a lot of responsibility from it and a lot of work ethic and I've like learned a lot from it. And yeah.
Absolutely. I think something a lot of people, like if you're removed from our industry, they don't see the time that you
Mhm.
put in. Like your banners aren't won on show day. They're definitely won at home with the hours you put in walking and
Mhm.
washing and so on and so forth. And I think that builds so much character in our world today where kids like to play on screens and sit inside and enjoy the AC. I think it makes us that much of a step above. I think FFA kids and 4-H kids are so elite, and that might be a personal bias, but I do think that way. What is one of your favorite memories showing pigs?
Well, I probably have a couple, but one of my favorite memories would be in 2023 at State Fair. I was the champion Lane of Lincoln, which you're not from Illinois, but if you get your pig bred in Illinois, then you get like an Illinois bred in Lane of Lincoln if like your breeder's from Illinois. So there's two different sections whenever you win. You can get champion with that breed. So I was reserve champion Duroc, but the one that
Woohoo!
won wasn't bred in Illinois. So I was the
Oh no.
champion Lane of Lincoln. And with how it goes, then in the Coliseum there's like a top five for Lane of Lincoln too. So I got to go out there and I got to drive in the Coliseum and I got a trophy and it's just a Duroc trophy and I was the first person to get it. They donated it the year I showed and it's just a Duroc trophy and it says Grand Champion Lane of Lincoln Duroc and you get your name plaqued on it. It's like a traveling trophy and it was like probably one of my favorite things ever. And
That's awesome.
every year I strive to get it again.
That's a good goal to set, especially like being bred and owned in this state. We have something very similar, like through our jackpot series. And you can tell those are the wins that mean the most because they mean and you're bred in your state and you're representing yourself and the people behind you. And they definitely mean a lot. You talked a little bit before about your leadership roles in your
Mhm.
community as well as an FFA. Talk me about how you're pursuing those leadership goals. What are your roles in the classroom as an officer?
So I'm in two ag classes. I yeah, that helps out because if I'm done in class, then I can just leave and go work in the ag shop. So I'm the reporter, I run the media team and like for FA and I run our second grade visits where we plan and we go and visit the second graders. And this year we're making ice cream with them, so that's gonna be fun. But then I'm also in Snowball and I'm in student council. So student council, I mean, everyone has student council, I feel like. And you know like what it means. And with Snowball, I go out to organizations like your VFW, your like American Legion, stuff like that. And I present to them about like our school and drug prevention and like that whole spiel. And so then with FFA, with me being a reporter, um, I just I go into the ag office every day. Because we have this thing called floating tutor time, and it's basically like a study hall, but you get it like in a different class hour every day. So I normally will just
That
go to
would
the
be
ag
nice.
office. Yeah, I like it a lot because then we get out of a class one day, but like it's not just that like I can work on homework for other classes, and if I have something to do the next hour or a test, like it's very helpful. I like it a lot. And so
Yeah.
I normally will just go into the ag room or the ag office and I talk to our teachers. We ask them what needs done because with us being like the officers, we have a whole list of things that need to get done. And we have a really good officer team this year, and we've all worked very well together. And our president and our vice president, they're very well. Like we have a very good officer team, and it helps because if you're busy with one thing, you can always just ask another person. Like it's very helpful.
I love that for you. I think an officer team is so dynamic. It teaches you about the corporate world, how to talk to people, come to common I'm tongue-tied. Conclusions, and how to work for a larger goal. And I think that's so important. Those life skills that FFA teaches you, and so many other organizations you're involved in. You're so busy and well-rounded, and that's so admirable. If another FFA member is considering starting a show pig SAE, what advice would you give them, Briar?
That probably just don't be afraid to start small. It's not about how many pigs you have in your barn. It's like about doing what's right. Whether it's 1 or 20, you have to like just work hard, stay humble, and focus on learning every day. And you'll have good days and you'll have bad days, but don't let the bad days like get you down. Just it's okay to only start off with 1 or 2 pigs. Like it's not the end of the world. As long as like you're doing everything right and you're not like I don't know halving it or I don't know what the proper word is.
Cutting corners. I
Yeah.
understand. No, I think that's valuable advice. Like if you're gonna do it, go all in, even if it's one animal, just give it 110%. Try your best, show up every day. That's awesome. That's great advice from somebody so young too. And what ways do you think that your SAEs prepared you for the future?
I'd say my SAEs prepared me for the future a lot because I'm able to present in front of people and talk in front of people highly and easily. And with my SAE, I get put in a lot of different like areas where or conditions where people like don't like with showmanship. If you're in like the end of your breed in a national show for showmanship, the judge usually pulls you aside and asks you questions, and you have to be able to talk highly and talk like maturely about it and not freak out or like you have to be able to talk. And I feel like that is something I've definitely gained from being able to talk about my SAE and stuff.
Public speaking's so important. You'll find this story funny. My senior year at the county fair, it's not a national show once again, but it means so much to you. It's your last time in the ring. You have to soak it all in like a sponge. Obviously, a bittersweet show day. And it was showmanship. I was excited. My calf was all nice. I'm in there. And the judge comes up to me, and I've shown under him before, so I kind of know what he likes, so on and so forth. And he comes up, and the daunting question: what do you like about your animal, and what would you change? I've answered it 100 times. I know what I want to change on this guy. I know what I love about him.
Mhm.
And I'm scratching him with the show stick, have my halter, whole 9 yards, and I just stop. I just have the halter. I stop with the show stick. I'm like leaning on my show stick. I'm like, so this is what I'd change. This is what I like. And I proceed to give him like a whole set of livestock reasons because that was my niche in the
Mhm.
FFA. Um, and he goes, I agree with you. And then I went back to showing, and I remember getting out of the ring and my mom being like, Paige, you totally stopped showing in there. What are you doing? And I was like, well, oops, I'm sorry. But it's okay. I still did well in showmanship.
Mhm.
But it's being able to talk on your feet with confidence and
Yes.
clearly. And obviously, you're doing great. And that's an awesome life skill that we've learned through our Blue Jackets. Looking back, Briar, what's the biggest lesson you've learned from showing pigs? Like a life lesson, not necessarily agriculture.
Not everything comes easy, and you have to work for everything. Like a lot you have to like put in the hard work and the effort, and you can't just pull a pig out of your feedlot a week before your county fair day, which like no offense, pull a pig out of the feedlot but work with it, because we do have a lot of people like our county that don't work with it. They'll pull it out and then they'll just let it roam in the ring. And if you're going to show livestock, you have to put in the work, you have to put in the effort, you have to like want to do it, and you'll have to want to love it. And there's people that don't love it, and I feel like their parents sometimes make them show because that's like what their siblings did or that's what they did. And I'm the opposite. I'm obsessed with it. Like I love pigs, and I would hopefully do this in every lifetime. It's just like you have to put in so much work and so much effort, and I feel like not a lot of people know that. And so it's like just you have to put in a lot of work. And sometimes you may not want to, but every time you don't want to go out in the barn, there's someone out there working harder, wanting to win.
So valuable. And that's like, I'm in college now. FFA in high school is unfortunately over. So soak it all in, Briar. It's awesome. And continue to work so hard. It's so admirable to see young individuals and people with such ambition and passion for something that they love. And you speak so true that if you love it, it'll be your life's work and you'll enjoy every minute of it.
Mhm.
Well, Briar, your SAE is a perfect example of how agriculture builds more than animals, it builds character. And I was so excited to talk to you today and learn about your SAE with your competitive show pigs and how you're going to move forward in the next couple of years. I can't wait to watch you grow and achieve new things. Thank you for going beyond the jacket with us.